Okay, we're going to go over cosine law and specifically define the measure of a side. Okay, so here's one version of cosine law. Okay, and it's in reference to a triangle. So what's really important here is instead of having a triangle named, I'm going to show you how that you can just memorize this one formula and name the triangle any way you like. So maybe, you know, they have this like as x, y, z, and usually actually the angles are uppercase letters.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
that's important.
Yeah,
and the opposite, which would be the side, would be the lower cases. Okay.
So is this the capital C or the?
See, this is lowercase c.
So
okay?
You're finding a side in this.
Yeah.
And it helps you find the angle.
Yeah, or vice
side,
versa.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So let's say they've told us, oh, you know, we want you to find this, and they call it x. This is the unknown, and they've given us this some number, and this is some number. Okay. Well, if that's the case, what we want to always do with this specific formula is we want the unknown side we're going to call C. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this x, and I'm going to name that side C. And then we're going to name the triangle from there. So I'm actually going to go ahead and erase it. Okay.
So it'll always be sides on here and angles on this side
at the end
equation.
Yeah. So this is my side C, which means that this has to be angle C. Okay.
Yeah.
The other two aren't as important. You can name whichever one you like. So I'll call that angle A, which is going to make this side A. And by default, this is angle B, which makes this side B.
So you could choose anywhere to put C, though, right? But you have to make sure you choose C first.
C has to be what we're looking for.
Oh, okay. So C has to be the blank spot.
Yeah, exactly. And then we just name A and B accordingly. And we're going to try it right now.
Oh, so if I want to like revamp this question.
So in this question here, we have our example 1, right? I don't have anything named. But the question is asking me for this side here. I'll call it x because it's unknown. Okay. According to our formula, which I'm going to copy and paste and drag down. Okay. So let's copy. There it is. I couldn't find it. And paste. Hey, okay. So bring our little formula down. This is our unknown. What we said above, we want our unknown to be side C. So I'm going to call that side C, which means that across from this 40 degrees is angle C. Okay? And the other two, like I said, is not as important. So just to show, in the other triangle, I'll do the opposite. I'll call this angle A, which makes this side A. Okay. And I'll call this angle B, which makes this side B.
So it doesn't matter where you put A and B then?
No. Just as long as we name the C the unknown. Oh. So we're trying to find that unknown, because that's what it's going to solve for us, the unknown side. So we have all this information. The next thing we really have to do is plug info in. So let's go on just a little. C is unknown, so I'm going to leave it as C. C squared. I don't have any info about it. Yeah. A, on the other hand, I have. It's 63.2. Okay, see what we solved it there. Plus, our side B is 40.5 squared. Okay, minus 2 times A, which again is 63.2, times 40.5, okay? And then tactically still times cos. I'll move it over so we have a little bit of room. And what is angle C? Do we have the measure of angle C?
40.
40, perfect.
Cos 40.
So there we go. So now what we've done is we've replaced every single variable in here with a number, and the only unknown is C, which is great because we can solve for one unknown. We just have to use our basic algebra now.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's focus on this. C squared is going to stay as C squared all the way through. I'm going to write everything in black from here on in. So C squared is still equal to, and we'll use our calculator to kind of figure out the rest of this. So 63.2 squared equals, I'll write the number 399424. 34.24. Okay, the next thing we have to find is 40.5 squared, 1640.25, so plus 1640.25. Okay, and this, all of this here is one operation. Okay, you can even think of this as a -2 when multiplying. So like -2 times our 63-ish times 40-ish times whatever cos 40 is. We also have to figure that. In our calculator, we'll probably be able to put this all in one step. So I'm actually going to do that. Okay, and it might come out as a negative number, which means we would use it as a subtraction. And if it's positive, we'll add. Okay, we're gonna take this calculator and I'm gonna make sure it's in degrees. So I'm gonna do cos 40 first. So 40 cos gives us that value times 40.5 times 63.2.
But are you using which numbers are you using?
I'm using these numbers here. Yeah.
Oh.
Times, and then this is again -2. So times 2 when it's negative is equal to negative 3921.53. So negative 3.
So you went backwards, right? You just said those 40 times that times -2?
Yep, times -2. 21.53. Okay. And it was important I made sure my calculator was technically in degrees here. So it'll give us a negative value, so we think of it as subtraction. The next thing we can do is simplify everything here. Okay, I'm going to take my other calculator out quickly to do that part and clear all. Okay, so let's take those numbers. 399.24 plus 1640.25 minus 3921.53. Here's our value. There's an error here. Oh, good. So there I've made a mistake here. See how it says 399.24? It should be 3,994. Which is good because I got a negative number, I knew right away this can't be right. I can't have a negative value for a side length. Okay? So let's double check our numbers. I think they're put in correct from here. So this
calculator's not in degrees, so you don't.
Yeah, and that didn't affect this part here. I just made an error. See, I had a decimal here, and then here I put the correct number. I didn't put the 4 in. So anyways, the number is 1,712.96.
How did you get that? Is that when you plugged all of these in together?
I put all of these together. I did it all in one step here. So 1,712.96, and then c squared. And the last thing I have to do is I got to isolate c. Yeah, exactly. So when I bring c over, it becomes the square root. So c is the square root of that value. So that value is, can I bring it up again? Oh yeah, here it is. I'm going to find the square root. And luckily what I can do is I can take my answer from before. That's what that says on your calculator. So that's taking the last answer. So I'm square rooting the last answer, and we're getting 41.3, and let's round it to 41.4. So 41.4, and in this case it was centimeters. So
because you just used 41.4. Oh, can I see the calculator number again?
Yeah, sure.